Yo, what is good, YouTube? It is your boy, Make America Lit, and I'm back with a second episode of Great Builds. And if you're new to the channel, this is basically just a series I started in NBA 2K20 where I just give you guys, unique builds, rare builds, and just in general good builds, or great builds, I should say, you know. So let's just skip all the bullshit. Let's get right into it. Today we're going to be making a playmaking shot creator. Now this build, you can make it at three different positions. You can make it at point guard, you can make it at shooting guard, and you can make it at small forward. Today I'm showing y'all the point guard build that I made. But again, like I said, you can make it at shooting guard or small forward depending on what position you want to play. Starting off, you're gonna go with what is this, like the 6 pie chart? The 8th pie chart, excuse me, the 8th pie chart, which is basically majority, or not majority, I should say 50-50 shooting and playmaking. For the physical pie chart, I mean, I always go speed because I value speed over everything else, or I would say speed and vertical, but yeah, as a guard or a wing player, you're gonna want speed over strength, most of the time anyway, unless you're playing down low or whatever. Now there's kind of three different ways you can make this build. Obviously you're gonna max out the shooting, you know what I'm saying, no matter what, and you're gonna max out the playmaking no matter what or whatever. There's one way you do it where you pretty much give yourself like what, 3 shooting badges, I want to say, and then I think you could get 3 defensive or maybe 2 defensive. I'm not sure. What do I want to put up? Should I put a rebound in? I don't want to put rebounding up too much. And yeah, this is one way you can make it. You get 3 finishing, 23 shooting, 21 playmaking, and 3 defensive. So you'll be able to at least have clamps on gold. Based on how the game played last year, I was seeing like sharpshooters clamping people. Like, I've always been like defensive orientated. I always gravitated more towards the defensive builds, but because that's just like my play style or whatever. But I kind of learned that you don't need defensive badges or attributes to play decent defense. So this is the build I made. I maxed out. Actually, I think I made it exactly like this, but I maxed out my shooting, get myself 25. I maxed out my playmaking to get myself 24, and then I maxed out perimeter defense and lateral quickness just so I could play defense on a wing. And then I maxed out post hook. You're gonna think I'm crazy, like, yo, you maxed out post hook, just to give myself 6 finishing badges. All right. Now this build is more so. Now keep in mind I play rec. Now if you play more park than rec, I would recommend you get those 3 defensive badges or even 10 defensive badges, and just pretty much you can I think you could pretty much take everything down but your driving layup, and I'm pretty sure you could get like I think 10 defensive badges if I'm not mistaken. All right, well, you got to play around with this more, I guess. But you can definitely get 10 defensive. That right there is 8. I'm not gonna really just go into it too much, but this is basically what I went with, and I mostly play rec, so I'm always gonna have people kinda helping me. I can always fall into a zone if I'm getting cooked, but for the most part, I'm able to play decent defense with just bronze clamps and the 75 perimeter, 75 lateral. But once again, not everybody is a great defender or a good defender. Your body shape don't matter, but I always go burly with all my builds. I went 6'3". I mean, you could play around with the height, but keep in mind, because you don't really have any defense on this build, you really don't want to be low height. I mean, I went with 6'3" because I didn't want to lose any speed by going up to 6'5" or 6'4", but I think 6'4" might be manageable. It might not be that bad, but I stayed 6'3". 6'2", 6'1", 6 feet. Yeah, you'll be faster. You have better ball handling and whatnot like that, but it's just not worth it to me. And at 6'3", you can still. I mean, before the patch update, you were still able to get pro dribble moves and even now, especially after the patch update, you'll be able to still get pro dribble moves. Weight, I went with minimum weight. Obviously, I want to be as fast as humanly possible. Strength really does not matter at all when you're playing guard. I mean, unless you're on like a defensive build. And then for wingspan, I think I went 75.9 just to give me that 93 ball, 93 mid range. Still gonna have an 80 driving layup with an 80 close shot, but you know the driving dunk drops down to 63. But keep in mind, even with a 63 driving dunk, I'm still posterizing people. Like I'm still catching bodies or whatever like that. 88 ball handle, 88 pass accuracy, 90 free throw for when you play rec or whatever. 74 perimeter, 74 lateral. Obviously, you know my wingspan shortened, so you know the defense takes a little hit, but you know. And you can choose your takeover. Now, personally, I went with Playmaking Takeover. I still don't think people realize how OP Playmaking Takeover is. The next time you, if you test your build and you get Playmaking Takeover, you know, or if you have a build with Playmaking Takeover, look at your friends or whoever on your team. Look at their meter when you pass them the ball with Playmaking Takeover. Never mind Hall of Fame Diamond, Hall of Fame Floor Journal. Look at their fucking meter when you throw them the ball and you have Playmaking Takeover. The fucking meter basically becomes the entire bar pretty much, man. Like it's fucking ridiculous, man. So go, trust me, go with Playmaking Takeover. And that's gonna be a playmaker shot creator right there. There you have it. Trae Young, Damian Lillard, Steve Nash, and I'm gonna just hop in and test builds really quickly just so y'all can see what badges I'm running on this build. I was just playing on this build last night. Was just dropping double after double after double. The one defensive badge, obviously, I can honestly say that I switch up a lot. This one defensive badge. Some games I'm running clamps. Some games I run interceptor. Some games I run intimidator, and then some games I run pick dodger. It really all depends on, you know, the team or whatever like that. But I would say for the most part, the two badges I run the most is either clamps or interceptor, because I feel like, you know, clamps is just good for having like a 74 perimeter defense and lateral quickness. It'll help me get those bump animations so people can't just breeze by me or blow by me every single time. And then also interceptor helps me with like not getting those shitty animations when I go for a steal and I'm in the passing lanes or whatever like that. And you know your guy goes flying all the way back court to the other free throw line. Yeah, that won't happen as often. My finishing badges, slithery finisher for sure, consistent finisher, and then I go with silver pro touch. These are the finishing badges. Slithery is gonna help you avoid contact at all times. One of the best finishing badges in the game. Pro touch is gonna help you when you get that slightly late, slightly early, or whatever like that. And then of course consistent finisher for when you occasionally mistime it, get a bad animation and stuff like that. You don't really need consistent finisher higher than bronze, maybe silver if you have multiple badges, but seeing as I only got 6 finishing, I'm gonna lock that in at bronze. I might occasionally throw on Giant Slayer, but I don't feel like Pro Touch. I see Pro Touch pop more than Giant Slayer, so I rock Pro Touch. Also, Acrobat is not a bad badge to look at either, but this right here is what I'm rocking. Now for the shooting, Hall of Fame range extender, of course. Hall of Fame hot zone hunter, of course. Deadeye is really kind of it's kind of like hit or miss for me. Like I feel like gold Deadeye is good enough, but occasionally I rock Hall of Fame. I think right now I'm rocking Hall of Fame. Flexible release, catch and shoot. I rock it silver just so I can rock some more badges, but I mean you can throw that up to Hall of Fame or gold if you want. I rock it silver so I can, you know, rock more of these badges or whatever. And then I rock gold clutch shooter, man, and gold clutch shooter has been actually low-key very clutch for me. I've hit some big shots last night and the night before I played. I actually hit some very clutch shots late in the fourth to help us go to overtime or whatever like that. Of course, the random sold us, but it is what it is. Clutch shooter is a low-key badge that's really, really good. I seen not a lot of people was using that last year, but this year, yo, you definitely want clutch shooter. I promise you. And also volume shooter. Usually, I would put volume shooter on. Like I had it at gold and Hall of Fame until we realized that it's kind of like you got to shoot every 90 seconds, and most of the time I'm like the primary ball handler. I'm looking to pass and more than I'm looking to shoot. So yeah, I really don't need volume shooter. There's other badges you can throw on, corner specialist, I guess, but I really don't shoot corner shots. Green machine, but I don't think you really need a green machine. If you're a good shooter, you really don't need that boost, man. Like, my opinion. But if you green a lot of your shots, then by all means put it on. But as somebody who I really don't green unless I'm wide open, I don't really, you know what I mean? I don't really, and the majority of the time I'm like shooting off a screen, so there's like some contest. So I would rather have like a badge like Deadeye or a badge like Flexible Release over a green machine. That's just me. You know what I'm saying? And then finally for the playmaking, you want to have Hall of Fame Dimer, Hall of Fame Quick First Steps, two most important playmaking badges, period, point blank. You want Unpluckable, you want Needle Threader. This also depends on who I'm playing with. I rock bronze handles for days as well. If I'm playing with friends, we have two older guards who are both running Hall of Fame Floor General, so there's no need for me to run Floor General. And because I'm the primary ball handler, I'm gonna need more like playmaking badges like Bailout, badges like Space Creator and stuff like that. So because I'm the primary ball handler, I don't really fuck with Floor General like that. I won't lie to you guys. Like for me, it's like Floor General or Diamond. You choose which one you want me to rock. You either want this Hall of Fame Diamond or you want this Hall of Fame Floor General. But 9 times out of 10, you're not getting both from me. I'm not gonna lie to anybody. That's just me. How I play. But yeah, I think I'm running Hall of Fame Ankle Breaker, Gold Ankle Breaker, Hall of Fame Tight Handles, Gold Space Creator, and then I got Bronze Stop and Go for just the launch animations of like moving with the ball and stuff like that. Occasionally I'll take Stop and Go off and throw Lob City Pass on Bronze, but this is really the badge setup that I would run. Maybe take Stop and Go off, or I'll take Ankle Breaker off and put like Bailout on or something like that. I'll run like something like this as well for like Park. I'll have Bronze Bailout, Lob City Pass, because those turnovers matter way more in Park, because you're only going to 21. I could throw 10 turnovers in Rec and still win. If you're throwing 10 turnovers in Park, you're probably losing. Like 99.99% out of this time, you're going to be losing. So this is more so like a Park badge setup, I guess you could say. Or you could take that off and just throw that on Ankle Breaker. Take Tight Handles and then, go ankle, go tight handles, go Space Creator, or you can just take Lob City Pass off because you really don't need it, and then throw tight handles on so you can do the Park dribble moves and shit like that. If that's your thing. But that's pretty much it, man. That's the Playmaker Shot Creator, man. If you enjoyed this video, man, drop a like if it helped you with creating a new build, man, or just your badge setup, man. Drop a like. And be sure to subscribe for, more 2K content, man. I'm going to be making a lot more build videos this year. A lot more badge videos as well. Just in general, just 2K21 content, especially when 2K21 drops on PS5, man. So